If you are an author mom who feels like there's not enough time in the day to do everything, I have 5 hacks for you today to create balance in your life with less stress. So if you're new here, hi, my name is Katlyn Duncan and I am a hybrid author, which means I publish both traditional and independent books. Here on my channel, we talk about the writing process and all the bookish things, and I'd love it if you join our community by hitting that subscribe button and the little notification bell next to it so you never miss an upload. So we're gonna dive right into the first hack, which is automate and delegate. Now, I love to automate things in my life. I'm a systems and processes nerd, and I love finding new ways to make my life that much easier. Now, I used to be the person who would wake up at 5 in the morning and not stop until about 10 o'clock at night. But I really didn't have any sort of established routines or prioritization of my tasks. I just did all the things I thought I needed to do whenever I needed to do them. Not great for your mental health. So one of the things that I love about automation is that while most of the time there is some cost involved, whether it's time or money, these types of things work so well in my life. So I sometimes forget to vacuum. I also have 3 cats. So one of my favorite hacks is to automate this process by using a robot vacuum. Now, I know these things can be super expensive, but it has saved countless hours of my life. My house is not full of cat hair, and I just feel really good when I go into a room and there's those nice little lines in the rug and I didn't have to do it. Another thing is delegation. So you can delegate within your author career, or if you work full-time, or within your family, delegating tasks that you actually don't really need to do. Now, within my home situation, me and my husband split up different household chores, so I don't have to do everything. And we also both live here, so I think it's a little ridiculous that I took that over for myself for many years. Also too, I like to sometimes when I'm very busy on deadline or anything like that, I like to use Instacart for my grocery delivery. Yes, it can be a little more expensive, but during these times of stress for me, it feels really nice not to have to cart the kid off to the grocery store. Usually I buy way more than I need, so I guess it maybe evens out. And doing some sort of automation and delegation within my life has freed up a lot of time throughout this past year for me, where I can really enjoy my time in the evening with kiddo and also my husband. Another hack that I have, this is specifically for my author career, is establishing this sort of magic time, the magic hour for writing. It doesn't necessarily have to be an hour, I just like the way that sounds. Creating your magic time is a combination of a couple things. So it is time boundaries, so what time in your day that you are most creative, because that sort of makes it easier when you're writing a book, and also looking at your non-negotiable responsibilities. So when you're with your kids or at work, obviously that's not the best time to do your magic hour, but finding little pockets of time, even if it's just 30 minutes every single day. It's not about huge 10-hour writing sessions at a time. It's about consistency. It's about flexing your writer muscles and keeping them strong and healthy. It'll also help you feel super accomplished at the end of the day when you've done all the things you need to do, but also you let out your creativity. So I'd love to hear from you in the comments below. Let me know if you have a magic hour during the day. Let me know what time it's at. Mine is between 5 and 7 in the morning. It's not for everyone, but it's my time. Now, at the risk of sounding very like hustle culture, I'm not going to. This is not that. I always vouch for self-care, especially as creatives. Taking advantage of micro moments throughout your day can be super helpful. So what does that mean? If you are waiting for the tea kettle to boil, or on a train on your commute, or on a bus, or waiting at a doctor's office, these micro moments can be super helpful to get the things done that you want to do. So whether that is having Scrivener on your phone, being able to write some words while you're waiting, or even reading a book. So all phones have capabilities to have e-readers. If that is your self-care for the day, read a page or two, read a chapter or two, depending on your time, instead of doom scrolling. So a lot of times we can do the thing that we shouldn't be doing during those micro moments, aimlessly scrolling. That's not helpful. So using these micro moments to get in the things that you want to do can be super helpful. One of my favorite things to talk about is setting boundaries, and whether that's time boundaries or boundaries with people, mostly people specifically, because I'm a recovering people pleaser, is being able to say no to things. And the way that you can sort of figure out what to say no to is to sit down or think about your personal values, your values as a human, as a mother, as an author. Think about all the things that you want to accomplish throughout your life, and when someone asks you to do something, take a breath, think about it, and say no. I always say no initially, at least in my head, until I can be convinced otherwise to say yes. It's really difficult for me to add things to my life now that I've established boundaries, because no one's taking advantage of me. And even if they're not purposefully trying to do that, it's what they're doing. And also to being women and raised in this society, we tend to want to people please. And obviously I'm recovering, so I'm still working on it. But one way that you can start to do that is by saying no. Just say no. It's a lot of fun, I promise. And after that, when it comes to establishing boundaries to people in your life that know you, that have known you for a long time, and if you feel a certain way or do certain things in the past that you want to change, starting with boundaries is important, but also can be difficult. So just make sure that you are open with the people around you, and if someone comes back at you and says, well, you did this before, talk to them. Say, you know what, yeah, I did do that before, but also I haven't slept in 4 days because I've been doing these things and my schedule is super full. And if that person belongs in your life and they love you, they will understand. And if they don't, you don't need to have them in your life. And the next hack, I suppose, is taking care of your mental health. And this is not specifically for people who are diagnosed with mental health issues, but it can be. But the regular things that we need to be doing. You need to get some sleep. You need to eat nutritious food. And you need to take breaks. And that is the total opposite of the hustle culture, but it is the most productive and helpful to your career and your life. Because having space to think, to rest, is imperative for your body. And it's imperative for you to keep moving forward and not getting sick and not hurting yourself. So be sure to have some balance when it comes to work and life, some harmony. It doesn't always have to be 50-50, but it needs to, if you're really, really working hard on your book and you have a deadline to meet, after that deadline is met, take some time to yourself. Take some time with your family, vice versa. If you're spending a lot of time with your family, you're super stressed at work, take a break. Go write something. Go for a hike. Go on a vacation. Go to the library and read a book. It doesn't have to be anything elaborate, but definitely take care of this or else you're not going to be able to sustain it for long. This might be a lot to process, but to sort of ease you into the journey, I do have a downloadable PDF in the description box below called Mastering Publishing and Motherhood, where I sort of take you through some exercises and how to create time boundaries and eliminate things in your life, automate, delegate, stuff like that. So be sure to check that out. So if you enjoyed this video, do give it a big thumbs up, hit that subscribe button and the little notification bell next to it so you know the next time I upload, and I'll see you next week.